Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I wanted to wish you a good day and pass by to pull out some few cards. We are very close to a new moon in Sagittarius. It will be a very powerful new moon because it will help us understand all the 3 years, 2.5 years, where Saturn has been through this constellation, making all those higher mind, higher philosophies, that all those things that needs to be understood and addressed. So then on the 21st, Saturn will move into Capricorn, and so it will be a lot of things is going to be released, and new things will have to be addressed in relationship to society and structure. And right now, Venus is also in Sagittarius, so it will bring a lot of love into this transformation. So it is a very important and potent time, for we have to use this solstice. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then enjoy the plenitude of summer. But if you're in the northern hemisphere, it is a time to gather yourself, to rest, to harmonize, to blend in, to integrate, to review. For Mercury is going to go forward, but the solstice, if you do want to make an important change in your life, it is during the solstice between the 21st and the 24th, and it is those 3 days where the sun kind of stands still, that we can initiate the biggest choice. If we wait for the new year, the waves have already moved forward, and then we cannot succeed if we wait too long to make those changes. So the solstice is the good time to do that. There is a great deal of upgrade in DNA integration, and if you don't have the program, you can imagine, you can create it yourself, or you are a creator. So whatever program you need in order to fulfill your life, just it is all part of the realm of possibility and potential. We got to understand that fears are opportunity to see why we've created those fears and what lies behind it, beyond it, and to enjoy what there are great opportunities to free ourselves from limitation. For wisdom is the essential of what we should be looking for in our life. For wisdom is our keys to freedom, keys to understanding. There is only one wisdom. It is the wisdom that frees us from any bondage, and wisdom comes from knowledge, and knowledge comes from knowledge. For in order to understand knowledge, when we first get into the spiritual path, it is good to have some kind of base that can be used. Doesn't have to be, but it is important to know that we can rely on certain things depending on our belief, like the Torah, the Evangel, the Quran, the Tao Te Ching, the Truth by God, the Urantia book, the I Ching, all the great books of philosophy, all the New Age communications. There's all sorts of materials that can give us some assistance to help us understand many of those parts. Yet they will all bring us back to the understanding of finding this inner truth by ourselves when the time comes. But for now, we have to use those things as mirror, and certain things we validate as truth, and others we negate. We choose not to believe in certain things, and we believe in other things. And every day we adjust our belief system. For the idea is to know that we have the possibility to project ourselves into the original realm of the infinite, to find every solution. For we cannot find sometimes solution of the third dimensional problems have been created by a third dimensional mind, and third dimensional mind, we feel like we have to use our third dimensional mind to solve our third dimensional problem. Yet it continues most of the time it eludes us. The solution eludes us. It is just a matter of understanding that as we let go of the problem, move into a higher realm, then as we integrate this higher energy, the problems have disappeared as soon as we return to face it. So in understanding, it's a lot of letting go of whatever beliefs in order to tune in to that soul spirit frequency. There is many people that try to teach spirituality on the internet. Some of them do it from within the realm of duality as an atheist, but then it's part of the process. So there is all kinds of things that needs to be explained, and some people will choose to believe, but using discernment always in relationship to what is true. The idea is to understand how things work, how life works, the divine law, the cosmos, how do those things work, life. So it is about understanding that, understanding the word of the flame. We are a sacred flame, and there is this inner evolution, the flame of evolution that is constantly working through us, and we want to blend in to harmonize ourselves, to be open and receptive to the highest frequencies, to guides and spirits that will eventually attune us to this inner presence. For there are all kinds of thoughts are a real thing. For thoughts is I do believe, like Plato, that thoughts is a real form of matter that can be moved into all kinds of form and shaped, and it is something that needs to be. We do not see the forms and shapes of thoughts because we're not clairvoyants, but they do have forms, aspects, and they have motion, and they create and produce other things. And so it is very. We will eventually understand that thoughts and emotion are the creative, the most real thing that we possess in creation. And we'll begin to understand, we'll have to decipher what is personal to us, what belongs to others, and what belongs to the collective. Most of our thoughts are just coming from the outside. They just traverse our mind, but they're not necessarily our own. For matter, it's flexible and transformative. When we create something with a thought form and we focus long enough, it takes on a life of its own. And so this is important, something we will learn to cultivate, to work with thought form, to work with creating more with our mind and using more of our mind to create. In a sense, most of our we spend a lot of time in critical thought, in linear thinking, but eventually we'll discover, we'll sense the need to move into thoughts that bring us to greater feeling states, and so to find those thoughts that bring us to these greater feeling states, and then we'll move into a complete integration of the feeling state, the samadhi, the inner self, the contemplative aspect of life, and from there we'll have a very different vision on all those things, because we are being informed on other for every time we move from one level to another, the higher level makes everything we knew from the lower level completely caduc. It means a higher truth will always make a lower truth, will eliminate the lower truth. So it is important to tune into the light always, to know that what we seek is to be free, what we seek is wisdom, what we seek is love, is experience a higher, ever increasing octaves of love. And this season is a good time to gather ourselves, to find things and ways, and to make it easy for ourselves, so that we can be ready for 2018. And all the great transformation, for Saturn will be moving into Capricorn and will be very close to Pluto, and then Jupiter in 2020 will come into the mix, and so this will create a huge transformation between 2018 and 2020. If we look at it from an astrological perspective, society will be changed. There will be great changes that will come about that no one can prevent. It is all part of the flow, and you want to be part of that flow. Understand what is your part in the process, what is your mission, what feels good, and follow that each and every moment, not just each and every day, but each and every moment of each and every day. I wanted to thank you for your comments about my painting. I'm really looking forward to be able to show them in physicality, because they're kind of nice, and they work well in photo and video, but it's far more, there's a lot of subtle details that will be better felt when they'll be seen physically. And those paintings are completely new. It's never in the history of art has ever a symbolistic understanding of life. The world of symbol has been explored, or astrology, or the inner planes. There was many spiritual artists like Kandinsky or Mondrian or other artists that saw that spirituality was the way to go about it. But with contemporary art, we've lost that, and we moved into complete decoration and bling bling and like flashy, violent. So a lot of those things are part of the materialistic consciousness of the planet, and so it is normal that there is a lot of artists that cultivate death and horrors and all kinds of horror against nature and all kinds of perversions and things. For this is very popular. Ugly art sells well, but I think eventually we're going to move into a renaissance where we'll be able to return to things that increase the quality of our life just by the energy that it produces. And there are many artists that are working on the outside of the box of contemporary art, but they are not necessarily finding the right platform just yet because of the politicized, the way the politic of the art. Well, if we're most of the art is the art of traders and businessmen and marketers, but it's no longer about soul and spirit like in the modern artist. Modern artists used to have deep philosophies within themselves, but in contemporary art, everybody's told me, I was a dealer for many years, that no galleries, no museum, no collector could ever be interested with any art that has philosophy within it, because it has to be only the surface, only the form. It cannot have any content. But that did not discourage me from creating art with inner content, and I know that the time will come for humanity to receive those paintings. Well, I just wanted to say my piece on that, and to thank you for all your support in relationship to my art, and I will continue to paint, and I will soon be able, hopefully, to show those paintings around the world in a very cohesive fashion. What we need to understand today in terms of the highest wisdom is the paradigm shift. It is shifting from fear to love, from separation to unity, from suffering into joy. It is really complete shift of reality, and this is really what the wisdom is about. What we need to understand is the limitation. What is the limitation? What prevents us from doing that? What we have to accept, that everything in our life is perfect at every moment. From accepting that, we can release, let go, and move on to something else. What we need to do is responsibility. We need to be responsible for our thoughts, our words, our action, and assume everything, to not do anything unconsciously, less and less and less, to be more and more conscious of what all of the things that we do and think and create through our thoughts and our mind and our emotion. And the general message for us is creation. We have to create. From when we create, we are fulfilling our divine aspect of creator. We are in the now. We are not limited. We are expanding into other things. So it is good to stay creative. Maybe to keep a journal or keep writing, or it can be music, it can be writing, it can be drawing, it can be gardening, all kinds of creative ways. There is countless creative ways, but we know a few here on the earth that are very... So it is good to be creative and to allow yourself to discover even that you have this power of creator, and that the more you use it, the more you cultivate it, the more result you will get at it. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to wish you a wonderful day for this new moon, and I thank you very much for all comment, like, if you did enjoy this message and want to continue to follow, do not forget to subscribe. And I will return shortly. There's going to be a great deal of change for me, and so I will continue to broadcast, but maybe in a different way that is coming next year. I thank you very much. I wish you a good day. Namaste.